So, Miss Becca,
Yeah.
tell us what you do.
So I am an executive assistant for Jim Reed. And then I kind of wear many hats. So I help with Jim's personal stuff. So I do his personal budget for him. I pay his bills. I help
Oh,
his
wait. Okay, wait. Hang on a second here. Hang on. Okay. And for our listeners, I have no idea how these questions are going to get answered. Jimmy and I have been sharing a lot of ideas back and forth. And for those that don't know, Jimmy's a branch manager, very successful branch. Um, his branch will close what, like 350, 400 million, something like that for the
Yeah,
year.
that sounds about right.
Yeah. Very successful branch. And I've been intrigued because anytime I interact with Jimmy, like doing podcasts, strategizing, I went to his event, right?
Mhm.
And I noticed there's one thing that's constant, and that you're there,
Oh.
and like you're at the meetings. Him and I do a meeting. We're meeting with a loan officer, looking to help let loan officer,
Mhm.
ramp up their production, get rid of the friction that's holding them back, and you're on these meetings. So we finished a meeting yesterday, and we did some brainstorming, and about 10 minutes later, I get this email from you, and it's like, all right, Carl, you're supposed to do A, B, and C. Jimmy's doing
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z. And
Mhm.
me, Rebecca, I'm doing KLMNOP. And that was an awesome email because
Oh,
like
good.
in my head, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I need to do this and that and this and that. And then a squirrel ran across my desk and I go, oh, but
Yeah.
wait, let me go do this. And then I came back and I go, wait, what was I supposed to do again? And then I get this email and it gave me exactly what I'm supposed to do. So, and I knocked out my list of things to do
Yeah.
like in the next 5 minutes. Like I was done. And then it was free and I went, man, that was awful handy. So I thought it'd be a good idea to interview an executive assistant of a top
Mhm.
producing loan officer slash branch manager
Mhm.
and all the different things that you do. So that's what we're doing this episode on. So you just said that you pay his bills and do his personal stuff too. Like, are
I
you talking
do.
about like his work stuff or his home stuff? Like his
I'm talking about everything.
really,
Like SMUD, PG&E, his mortgage, uh, medical bills. I take care of it all.
really.
Yeah.
So this is fascinating to me. So now, if somebody's closing one or two loans a month, this may or may not be something that they would implement. Those
Right.
people that want to clear off the clutter and get a lot of stuff done, uh, this is an absolutely critical role. And frankly, I'm taking notes for I, I could this is so I feel this wave of relaxation washing over my body right now.
Yeah.
So you pay all his, how do you go to his mailbox and get them, or does he hand them to you, or how does that work?
So I pray that he brings them to the office.
Okay.
But sometimes that doesn't always happen on time because he travels so much. So my backup is I have my personal budget for him and then all of the reoccurring bills that he has to pay monthly. And then like their addresses so I can write checks and send them when they're due. So at least I have an amount, an estimated amount, because like stuff like his gardener is the same thing every month. So if even if I don't receive the invoice, I can still like write a check for it and send it. Um, and then I have access to most of his accounts online too. Um, so definitely like he trusts me to get all of this done. Um, and yeah, I just put it in my
Wow.
calendar for the
So
20th
do you
of the month.
sign your name to it? Like, are you an authorized user of his account, or do you sign his name?
Yes.
Just
Yes.
between us girls here, how does this work?
Yes. Authorized user. Yes.
So wait, I didn't catch that. Whose name do you sign to it?
So I'm an authorized user on his accounts.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and you know what? I don't even know if I should be saying this, but like usually I'll log in using his credentials and like do it that way a lot of the time, and then I'll write the checks and wait for him to sign it. Um,
But sometimes you sign the checks.
yeah, sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, so Rebecca, Christmas is coming up. Who's in charge of writing your Christmas bonus? I'm just saying,
Oh,
I'm just kind of throwing that out there a little bit. So,
yeah.
yeah,
So
I
Tiffany,
I was
I
kidding
know.
about that part. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. No, I was kidding about that part. So, yeah, you're getting ready to tell me, okay, here's what I'm gonna do, Carl.
yeah.
So, all right, so on his home life,
hmm
and just to be clear, I know the answer to this, but some
Yeah.
people don't. You're not his wife,
Oh, no,
right?
no.
You're not his girlfriend.
Right.
That he's a happily married man, and
Yes.
you don't live at his house, right?
Right.
You're his office. You work in his office.
Yes.
And so, well, I just want to clarify that
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
people don't know you or Jim. They go, oh, well, cool. Well, his girlfriend, his wife is managing. So, no, in
Right.
your case, hey, so does his wife? Not because you're a lady. I don't mean that, but
Mhm.
like I'm assuming you kind of pay some of her bills too.
Yeah. So I talk to Anne all the time. I think she's amazing. We have a good relationship.
And is she like and again, this has nothing to do with you being another lady, right?
Yeah.
Is she okay with cause you know, you like is she does it ever get funky like, hey, wait a minute, I'm supposed to pay the electric bill at the house. You know what I mean? Like
No. So funny enough, Anne and Jim are super much alike. So
interesting.
they they both need me to do that kind of stuff. Because they'll forget about it. So she has no problem letting me like take the reins on everything.
Well, so let me tell you how it works in my household.
Yeah.
So I'm very blessed. We have a wonderful lady
hmm
that comes to my house every day. And so I call her my house manager.
Okay.
Right. And so she manages the house, which includes like cleaning it, right? Doing the
hmm
laundry,
Yeah,
laundromat, just uh,
totally.
anything that needs to be done at the house. Well, sometimes before she shows up at about 9:30 every morning.
Okay.
And some days before she shows up, Maria says, "Hey, you wanna help me with the dishes so we can do the dishes before Leandra gets here, cause Um, I don't want her to come into a sink full of dishes. Like maybe
Yeah.
we had some friends over for breakfast or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, isn't that kind of like Leandra and I have an agreement. Uh, she'll catch me doing things sometimes like washing dishes and she'll say, "Carl, that's my job. I'll stay out of your office if you'll stay out of my
Oh,
office."
that's funny.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
true though, right? Which is true.
So true.
But she said,
Yeah.
if you do my job, Carl, you don't need me. I don't have a job, right? And so I like that. But Maria wants to, being the nice person she is, she wants to help out.
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
like
have that.
she wants to take care of you guys.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. So
Yeah.
you don't have that issue at all then with this situation
Oh,
at all.
absolutely not. No.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just here to help with whatever they need. And sometimes it involves, running errands, like picking up dry cleaning or picking up Nick from school. So whatever they need me to do, I'm there.
All right. So now let's transition into the office.
Yeah.
So almost every meeting I've ever had with Jim, you're on that call too. Why?
Well, you're very important.
No, 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 no. And I appreciate that. No, my question
Yeah.
is like, why? What are you doing on that meeting?
So I'm just writing down to-dos for everybody. And that's something Jim taught me right when I first started. It's important that there's not confusion over because like sometimes when you talk about certain tasks, it might get confusing on who's actually supposed to do it.
Hmm.
So just having a clear outline of who's doing what makes it the easiest for communication and getting stuff done efficiently.
Like what you did yesterday after our meeting. I had this
Exactly.
crystal
Yeah.
clear list.
Yeah. And not to
Um,
mention, it helps me a lot. Because now I know I need to do A, B, and C before this due date. And it helps me stay organized.
all right, and do you ever talk to the borrowers? Do you ever talk to the borrowers?
So when I first started working for Jim, I was hired on as a loan partner one. Uh,
Explain what that is.
oh yeah, so basically it's a loan officer assistant. I would call leads. I would take the loan application over the phone and then set an appointment for them to meet with Jim and then pull their credit and collect all the documentation before the meeting. And then after that, I wouldn't talk to the borrower again after they
So
had their
you turned leads into appointments in the office.
exactly. Yeah.
Very well. Okay, cool.
Hmm.
So now that you've transitioned from a loan officer, because you're still kind of a loan officer assistant, but it's a much more encompassing role that you've
Yeah,
morphed into.
I would say I rarely touch loan stuff now, just because I manage coaching and Jim's personal life, and that is a lot.
Yeah.
And then we also have team members. So we have a junior LO that's kind of learning how to be a loan officer himself. So he's been kind of taking that intake role. Um, but I haven't been a true LP1 probably for a few years now. But if Jim needed me to like do it one day, I would be happy to. It's like
So do
riding
you
a bike.
so do you talk to his loan officers in his branch? Like, are you
I
involved
do.
in
Yeah. So
and if you're talking to one of them, like what's typically you're helping them with what?
I help with ordering office supplies, anything that they have issues with at the office, like maybe Wi-Fi or some IT issue or even like marketing stuff. I just help them get connected to the right person. So usually they'll call me for help for pretty much anything, and I either help them myself or direct them where to go. And then I also am in charge of setting up branch events. So we have virtual events. I help with client parties. And then we have monthly branch meetings and sales meetings. So I'm on those meetings and I generate reports for Jim to go over. And then I also do a nice recap email for that and then send out the recording for anyone that missed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So So while most loan officers, when they have a tech problem and their Wi-Fi doesn't work, their video on their computer doesn't work, instead of prospecting, they're trying to fix uh they got a flat tire, so to speak, and they're out there
Right.
fixing a flat tire.
Hmm.
But the way that you guys do it, hey, loan officer, go out and start prospecting. I'll take care of this. And when you finish making those 5 calls that you're making to get new business coming in, you're going to
Yeah.
come back. Your camera's going to be working. Your mic's going to be working. You're going to be the printer's printing out. Like, so you take care of all the stuff that pulls them away so they can focus more of their time on prospecting and
Yeah.
now getting out of the office at a good time to go hit a bucket of balls or walk the kids in the park or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. So I help facilitate it for sure. Sometimes it's something that maybe I can't help them with directly, but I can at least get them to the right spot so it's fixed the
No, I
fastest.
get it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I always thought I don't care who fixes it. I just want it
Yeah.
fixed. And so,
Exactly.
so
Right.
in that case, if I was over there, I'd say, "Hey, Becca, I'm having this issue," and you go, "Carl, I got it."
Yeah.
Now, your got it might be, and I'm going to call Rick, and Rick's going to fix it. But
Exactly.
Carl, I got it, and
Hmm.
so I can go have that realtor meeting, and I come back, and
Yeah.
that's fascinating. What did you do? So, like, if somebody's saying, man, this would be a real handy thing, not handy, a
Mhm.
very profitable thing, right, for everybody, all right? I could focus more of my time on prospecting, less of my time on all the clutter of life.
Hmm.
Um, so, if I wanted to go find, and I'm using air quotes here, you,
Yeah.
uh, what were you doing 6 months before you became a loan partner one? Like, what'd you come from?
Yeah. I was in college. So I went to Pacific University in Forest Grove, which is in Oregon. And
Are you
I
from Oregon by chance? Are you from Oregon?
no, I'm not. So I actually grew up in Roseville, California,
Okay, okay.
which is not too far from Sacramento, which is where we are here.
Yeah,
But I graduated, and so this was the year that COVID hit. So it was 2020.
yeah.
So it was crazy. We had a big mortgage bill. I got, or, well, they sent us home early from school, just because of the whole no contact thing.
Whatever. Yeah.
So I finished out my classes, in California, and then I sent my application or my resume on Indeed, which is just like some temporary job placement
Yeah.
thing. Like it just
hmm
helps you get your app out there.
Yeah.
And this was my first interview, and I nailed it.
I bet you did.
Yeah, and so I think what I learned from Jim is he prefers people that are super green, so like new. And this was my first big girl job, I like to say. I
Yeah.
mean, I used to work as a pool monitor, which is like kind of like a lifeguard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, like weekend job,
No, I
nothing.
get it. I get it. Your
Yeah,
first adult job.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
I get it.
so, he was able to kind of mold me like how he wanted to. And that's
See, I've been watching this for a little while now. I'm not sure who's molding who here. I just want to be perfectly clear that I think it'll be our little secret.
yeah.
You might have the upper hand on that one.
Well, thank you.
And what'd you study in school?
So I majored in marketing and management.
Very interesting. Which
Yeah,
in essence you kind of do. You
pretty
market
much.
and you manage, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm
um,
using my degree.
hey, and let me tell you something else.
Yeah.
It's a and I mean this with all sincerity. It's a wonderful opportunity that here you're working with a very successful
Mhm.
person
Yeah.
who's got a few years on you, right? And so not only does he have business wisdom, he has life wisdom because he's been around for
Absolutely.
twice as long
Yeah.
as you, right?
hmm
Right?
Yeah.
And to nail your hip to somebody else's hip that's very, very, very successful early in your career, uh, what a great opportunity.
Yeah,
hmm
honestly, it's been amazing. I have to echo what you said. Like, I have learned so much, not just about what I'm doing in the office, but life lessons too. Uh,
Yeah.
he's just taught me so much valuable information, and
Mhm.
I it's crazy. Remember stuff he said years ago, and I'm like, well, he's right on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's funny how that works. You know,
I know.
it's just, experience with time, more than,
Exactly.
as much as
Yeah.
anything. So, very interesting. Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tips so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. And I'm not going to ask the number, right? So I'm not going to ask the
Okay.
number. Do you, are you compensated by how many loans he's doing, or
No, so I get paid hourly.
yeah, that's
Yep.
always been my preference, right? That's always been my
Right.
preference. Yeah,
Absolutely. And
I
then
like,
I guess when I used to be a loan partner,
yeah,
I got a bonus per file. Uh,
yeah.
but it wasn't anything major, so I was an LP1.
hmm
Um,
I've never been crazy about that model, and I tell you why. So I've got Becca one, and we're now closing 10.
mhm.
And now I need Becca two. Not that there's a Becca two, right?
Yeah.
But now I need Becca's clone. So now I bring your clone in, and they're now getting some of those loans. And Becca one is saying, "Well, wait a minute, I'm not getting that bonus on those loans. I could take on more." And it incentivizes our help to take on more than what they can handle.
Right.
And oh, by the way, Becca one, could you please help me train Becca two, who's
Yeah.
taking some of your bonus money?
Yeah.
That seems,
That's a good point.
that's always seemed a little weird to me.
Yeah.
And you're like the nicest person ever, and
Oh, thank you.
you would likely help that person. But most people, I always say they'd put a stick in those spokes and hope they don't make it because they'd be incentivized not to make it. So you helped me grow, and now you're penalized by losing some of your bonus. So I've always believed in just being generous on the,
Mhm.
on the salary or the hourly or something like that.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
and everybody, and that way during the slow months you're not penalized either.
Right,
You
because
know?
that I do notice that with because like the processors are on that same sort of
Yeah. Mhm.
structure, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that would suck kind of going through the winter because you're not guaranteed that same amount you've been making like all summer.
I know.
Yeah.
What would you say, like, so somebody's thinking of going and getting their first executive assistant. If
Hmm.
I was closing 8 loans and I had somebody else closing 8 loans in my office,
Hmm.
could we share you? Like, could we, is your role one that you could do this for more than one person? Or,
I Yes, you could, but I don't think it's ideal. Because then you kind of start to lose like who do you prioritize? Who's more
Mhm.
important? And for me, it's always easy. Whatever Jim asks me to do, I do whatever he says because he's the one paying me. He's my
Yeah.
boss. I report to him. But if because like I have we work with a bunch of coaches and loan officers. It's just like whatever Jim needs comes first
Yeah.
over everyone else.
I
Um,
get that. I get that. Right.
yeah,
That's a loyalty thing. And that's how it works, right?
exactly.
That's the
Yeah.
way it should be. Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you because then the other thing I was thinking is if I've got a meeting and then Jim's got a meeting,
Which
one
meeting
of
do you
us,
go on?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I
exactly.
agree. I'll have to ask Jim. In fact, I might pause this in a minute and bring Jim on. 'Cause Jim's not here for our listeners that's listening to this. Jim's in another room. So Becca said, "Hey, Jim, shoot, go away, go away. We're gonna do it."
Yeah.
Right? And so I might bring on Jim and have him put a bow on this and just tie up some loose end questions.
Yeah.
Um, what I was going to ask, when does it make sense to have an executive assistant? Is there a volume number that I'd be looking at? Like when do I need Becca?
Well, I would say that so Jim doesn't really like produce loans himself anymore because he's doing all these other businesses.
A non-producing branch manager now.
Exactly.
Of a $400 million branch, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
impressive, right? That's a
Exactly.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that's kind of like more when you would need an executive assistant. Um, I know a lot of high producers at our company don't have those. They just have loan partners. And then they might have an administrative assistant that takes care of office work. I think the only executive assistants in our company are Todd's, which he's the CEO. So he has one. I'm pretty sure CFO has one, and then Jim has one.
And again, we're not going to discuss numbers here,
Yeah.
which and I'm not asking you to confirm this, it's just my observation.
Hmm.
So the top three earners of the company all have executive assistants. So that in itself just makes the statement right there.
Yeah.
And if you ask which comes first, the chicken or the egg, in this case, help comes before success.
Hmm.
No question. By having the right help,
Absolutely.
Jim wouldn't be where he is today, and he knows this as well, and you do too. You're very humble about it, but he wouldn't be where he is today without you in the shotgun seat. So
Thanks for saying that.
yeah, you know what the shotgun seat is, by the way? Do you know what that means?
No, I don't.
So that's an old saying. So like if we're going out in a car and there's four of us, I'll say shotgun, and that
Oh,
means
yeah.
I get to ride in the
And the
front seat
front
of the
seat. Yep.
passenger.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
where it comes from is the old stagecoach days. You
Okay.
had one guy or lady with the reins, guiding the horse, and then your wingman or wing lady is holding a shotgun in the seat beside you in case the bad guys come up.
Oh, okay.
And so you ride shotgun for Jim. Is your job is to keep the bad guys, figuratively speaking, off of his calendar so he can focus on money making activity.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
and and if I want to talk to Jimmy, everybody has to go through you to make that happen.
Hmm.
And so you're the gatekeeper.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So very
Yep.
interesting. What's been the so if So if I'm looking to find you, I would go to Indeed because that's where you found.
Yeah, I would look for people fresh out of college and that are, eager, young, and ready to
Yeah.
like kind of get started because then you can kind of teach them your ways
Yeah.
and then they won't know differently or argue with you saying this way is better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
You
what
know,
I would
even though
recommend.
I kind of like, so sometimes I like somebody that maybe says, not maybe, I like somebody that says, hey, another way we could do this is, so I don't
Right.
know that that's a, I don't know, because I'm sure you're a very bright person, right? That comes, you're very cheerful, and you're very intelligent. There's zero doubt that ideas don't come across your head every day.
Mhm.
Do you bring those to Jim's attention
I
or?
do. I
Okay,
do.
yeah,
So I guess to clarify, like when I first started, I didn't know what I was doing.
for sure. None of us
So
did.
yeah,
Right.
and now when I have ideas, it's because of my experience, and because I know him, and I will say, Jim, like I don't think you're gonna like this. We should do this instead. And he does take my
Mm.
opinion to heart for sure.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he
Yeah.
does. Very, yeah. Because the one thing he said, "Hey, Carl," as Jim and I starting to do more and more stuff together,
Yeah.
he made one thing perfectly clear. He said, "Hey, I'm going to introduce you to somebody. Her name is Becca.
Hmm.
I will break your neck if she ever decides she wants to change where she sits her desk.
Oh my gosh.
If her desk has your name on it, yeah, that and he knew he was just kidding, of course, because
Yeah, I know.
yeah, but
He's
yeah,
protective.
yeah, for sure he is, and very respectful of you too, by the way. So
For
I
sure.
I think it's important
Yeah.
for you to know that. So all right, cool. Well, I think I kind of got. So if I'm looking for you, I'm going to go Indeed. I'm looking for. And I think people can hear it. So some are watching this on YouTube. Most are just listening to this, but they can hear
Yeah.
the energy in your voice. You're cheerful, but not bubbly. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
Mhm.
cheerful, but not hyped up on caffeine kind of thing. You're not bouncing off
Oh
the.
my gosh. Yeah, I
But
don't even drink coffee. Like this is all natural.
yeah, but you're a high energy person.
For sure. Yeah.
Um, what's the first thing now that you know what you know?
Hmm.
And a new loan officer comes in, and Jim says, "Hey, Becca, why don't you work exclusively with this new loan officer?"
Hmm.
Right. So you have a new, and I'm using air quotes here, boss, right?
Yeah.
Or I prefer to call it coworker. So you have a new coworker. To help that loan officer ramp up, what's the first one or two things you're going to do?
Well, leads are most important. So I would tell him to give me his database and make sure I have it in whatever the CRM that we're using is. And then I'd start calling leads. That's what I
Uh,
would do. Yeah.
just that simple, isn't it?
Yeah. Leads are most important. Yeah.
So pick up the phone, call your database.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
when I do live events, one of the questions I ask is, how many of you how many of you have called your database from A to Z in the last 6 months?
Oh, I bet it's low.
It's usually it runs about 3%. Like if I have
Yep.
like 500 people in the room, it'll be like maybe 10,
That's so
maybe.
crazy. People don't know
Yeah.
what they're missing.
You know what's funny, Becca? They do
Hmm.
know. They do know. You know what the
Oh,
issue is? You know what the issue is? They're trying to fix their CRM instead.
right. Well, that's why you hire an assistant.
And that's why you hire
Yeah.
help. So I like it. Good stuff. Hey, is there something I should have asked you that I didn't hear today?
Uh, well, I guess I could go into more of other things that I do, because I do a lot of Jim's personal stuff. But then I don't know if you want to hear more about the coaching side or
Tell me some other things. Like what?
okay,
Like
yeah.
you made a list of everything you do. What do you do?
Yeah, so I said all the personal stuff and then I help with branch accounting. So I do our expense reports and then I think I said this earlier, but I throw any of our holiday parties or events. So usually we try to hold two client appreciation parties a year. And we usually do a Cinco de Mayo and a Pictures with Santa. So I am in charge of setting all of that up. And then I actually market to all of our loan officers database in the area. So I take care of like this whole marketing plan for them too, which is cool. So they don't have to worry about a thing. They just have to worry about keeping it top of mind when they're talking to their current clients. So everything from the back end, I take care of setting the date, location, hiring the vendors, sending out invites. So I do all of that. And then on the coaching side, I'm, I guess what you would call it a coaching concierge.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I create all the events. So we have a national mastermind and a coaches corner monthly. So I'm in charge of setting up those and finding speakers and topics. And Jim definitely helps me with that too. But I'm just in charge of facilitating it and making sure the invites go out. And then I also do a whole marketing plan for those events too. That's sent to our student database.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then I have a group of coaches that I assist with. So I help them collect homework from their students. I send their checklist. And then I just help with, whatever they need. So I work with a lot of different people. So I work for Jim. I help with our loan officers at the branch, and then I help with all of our coaches in the program. So it's definitely a lot of people to assist for sure.
You are a busy bee. That's
I am.
yeah, I do not have the skill set to do what you do. I like I can focus on one or two things really, really well.
Hmm.
But if I've got more than two things going on at any one given time, um, yeah, I just that's just not my skill set. So good for you. I
Oh,
tell you,
thank you.
you're an amazing person, and I really appreciate you coming on here to help us inspire loan officers
Yeah.
that they're worthy of having help, and that when a company invests because they don't spend money on Becca. They invest on Becca because you help Jim close more loans or help his loan officers close more loans. So
Yeah.
you're not an expense to the company. You're a profit. Not saying this, but
I
you're
know what you
yeah,
mean.
you're a profit center. You're an area
Yeah.
that makes money because if you didn't make money, well, nobody you wouldn't have this job.
Right.
Same thing as as with any business. If I if I go to Starbucks and that person doesn't make more money making coffee
Hmm.
than what we're paying that person, right, that's not going to work out so well.
Absolutely.
And the
Yeah.
same thing with me in my position. If I'm not churning a profit, I own the company, but if I'm not churning a profit for the company, we got to do something different, right? So
Yeah.
everybody has to everybody no one person can be an overhead. They have to be
Mhm.
profitable position. So, and obviously you've done extremely well at that. Congratulations and thanks for coming on today and helping me out here.
Oh, well, thanks, Carl. It's always a pleasure talking with you.
Hey, so if you want to talk to Becca some more, and by the way, Becca just sent me over one of the coaching clients at this new level that Jimmy and I are doing together. We call it next level coaching. He just sent me over a thing, Becca, and I hope it's okay to bring this up. But Lacey Moores just sent a note saying that working with Jim has just totally changed her life. And she said that her total net worth is going to hit $3 million this year.
Mhm.
And and that is just amazing. I love that one particular number is a great number to hit, the 3 million, because what that says to me is a rule of thumb that I use is called the 5% rule. It's a common name for it. And what it is that you can pull out 5% of what you have invested each and every year and never run out of money, right? Because it grows at 10% in, say, like the S&P 500. So in Lacey's case, she could never close another loan and she would make $150,000 a year of passive income, and all from hard work on her end, and frankly, great guidance on with Jimmy, and I know her coach Dave Kammerer,
Hmm.
and now she's made $3 million. That's not
That's
made three
amazing.
million, not made 3 million, has 3 million, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, good for her. Hey, if you're listening to this, you're going, you know what would it take for me to have $3 million? Like, what would that take? And you might be sitting here thinking, I could never make that happen. Well, that might happen to Lacey, but not me. But I promise you, Lacey said that same thing starting off in her journey.
Mhm.
And if you'd like us to map out exactly what does she do and how did she do it, we'd be happy to do that for you. So just go to getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com. And when you schedule that call with us on the Zoom, just say, "Hey, show me what Lacey did," and we'll map that out for you. So congratulations, Lacey, for hitting the $3 million. That's quite an accomplishment, isn't it?
I know that's awesome.
Yeah, cool. All
Amazing.
right, thanks everybody. Getmoreloans.com, getmoreloans.com. Becca, thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.